feels like they need to just go ahead and find a way to extend it, go ahead and call that number. It's very important to do. Once again, 1-800-799-SAFE. 1-800-799-7233, or call the number again, 1-800-787-3224, and go to www.safepassagehome.org and check out that website. Definitely a lot of information for you guys to be able to touch down on. And, it's important for people to be able to spread this kind of information as well and just be aware. And, like I said, that's why I feel a cool vibe with the simple fact that, we got women and men on the line that can be able to kind of voice their opinions on it. But, you know what I'm saying? But what is it going to take, though? I mean, we talking about all this stuff that we talking about right now. And, V, I got you mic'd up too, bro. But what is it going to take for this to either, cease and desist and for this to be minimized to the point where you can be able to control that? I mean, how are we going to handle that?
It's kind of hard, though, because it's hard because you got to understand that a man don't come into a relationship when he just meet a girl and say, you know what, 3 months from now, I'm going to whoop that ass. He don't do that. He come in charming, you know what I'm saying, say whatever he need to say to get in. You don't know what's going to happen down the road. Like, you can't stop it. But like y'all said, for somebody to start, to know their worth and love themselves, just to have enough of that situation to be like, I don't want to be in this, but we can't stop it, really. You can't. Because some people just can't control themselves being this way. So it's never going to stop, you know what I
mean? Yeah, I don't think it's going to stop, but I think we can do a better job at looking at the warning signs. Because like I said, man, these type of people have a MO, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not a secret MO that they have. They have a MO, and I feel like this. Before you get to laying down with a person, before you get to inviting a person to your house, before you get to going and spend the night on some dude's house you just met last week, you got to know a person. And I believe this 100%. Any type of person will tell you exactly what type of person they are if you ask them the right questions and you ask enough questions, which means you need to get to know a person before you get to laying down with them. Period.
It's crazy.
And it's too many of us that within the first 30 days, we knocking. I mean, that's on average. You know what I'm saying? The average person fucking within the first 30 days of somebody they meet that they like. On average. Right. That ain't enough time to know nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to be a little bit more cautious in what we do. You know what I'm saying? You can't just jump into relationships, oh, he cute, oh, she fine, and then expect that she wasn't a snake or he wasn't a snake next month. He was. You never asked. If you slept with somebody you don't even know their last name, just your bad for whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? You really got to start knowing people that you're dealing with. Ask them what happened with their last relationships. I guarantee you they're going to tell you something. They're going to tell you something. Ask them what they would do. Watch a TV show and say, man, what would you do in that situation? He's going to tell you. He's going to tell you. He's not going to be able to lie about everything he does. He's not going to be able to do that. But we don't ask questions. I met with girls, man, that don't even know my last name, man. Been knowing me for months. Can't tell you my last name. That's they bad.
I know girls that don't know my real name. What about that? You know what I'm saying? They don't even care to know. That's real shit, though. But like y'all talking about, it's kind of hard because you know what? And I'm not vouching for nobody, but I got family members, like I mentioned before, that that are victims to it, and the ones that cause it. Sometimes, like, my brother wasn't always like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just like he found somebody that he really gave his heart to. And he didn't know how to handle that because he was always talking that player shit his whole life. He finally found somebody that he could give his heart to. He didn't know how to control, his emotions when he thought something was going on behind his back or whatever the case was, and that's how he reacted. So, like, a lot of these guys don't be born like this. A lot of it is just they don't have a lot of self-control. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that you're born with that I know of.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like,
I think it's something that's developed. I think it's a control issue that's developed.
It is because you know what? I'd be ready to throw girls out the window for real, like right out the window, 3rd floor and all. But you gotta be able to control yourself. It's real shit though. Ain't one guy in here can't even say that they ain't feel like punching the girl head off at least one time because they get so mad. But I used to disagree with my ex-wife so much. I used to fucking cry because I was in the military. I used to tell her this. I used to be like, man, you know what? I can't wait till I get out. The first time you say anything out of line to me, I'm gonna fuck you up and I'm gonna gladly go to jail for that weekend. I'm looking forward to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because she was pissing me off at this level. And then that's what made me go, man. And when we would argue, my daughter would look at me and go, Dad, stop. Yeah.
that's what made me go, I don't need to be around this female. This female brings the worst out of me. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that was me controlling that, but it took my daughter to go, Dad, stop. Stop that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting, I'm yelling, I'm at the top of my lungs like, man, fuck you. And it's just getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? My daughter stopped me. That's when I knew it can't go down like this. But you'll get women, you know what I'm saying? It's not an excuse, but you'll get people that'll fuck with your buttons to that level.
And a lot of it, I kind of think, goes back to failed marriages. I mean, when you have a national rate of about 47.6% of divorce, marriages that ends in divorce, that's a problem. That's a problem.
You know what the problem is with that is? People fall in love for all the wrong reasons, man. They fall in love for shit that's fantasy, man. You know what I'm saying? A marriage is a very tough partnership, man. And people don't understand that. They feel like it's looks and, you know what I'm saying, it's money and all these things that come and go. You know what I'm saying? You can marry a girl that's fine as hell right now. She might not be that fine at 42. You know what I'm saying? You can marry somebody right now that's doing really well financially, lose his job. He broke. He back to square one, starting all over and shit. You know what I'm saying? So if those are the things that you marrying for, those are the things you fall in love with a person for, those things come and go. A person's character never comes and goes. Now, they can improve their character. They can actually have a worse character. But if you're the right person, you balance them. And when it's going bad, you keep them on that right level, you know what I'm saying, for them to maintain their character. Because that's what turns people out. Tragedy will turn a person's whole mind state around. But if you got good people around you, they balance you going, you know what, that was a tragedy, but we're going to make the best of it, man. There's a lot of things that go on in people's lives, and they choose to either make it good or they make it bad. If you got a person that, you know what I'm saying, if you got family members, like A Butter saying, you know what I'm saying, he had to deal with that, so he chose not to go down that route. Good. But there's a whole lot of people that go, well, fuck it, I'm going to do the same thing because it worked for them, because they saw that, you know, they can control a woman that way. You know what I'm saying? But they don't see that, you know what I'm saying, it can get out of hand and somebody could die. It can get out of hand and your ass sitting in prison for a while. It can get out of hand and you might not go to prison. You might not have killed nobody, but get a DV on your record and think about getting a job. It's hard as a motherfucker. You might as well have a drug charge. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot of consequences coming to fucking with people that don't need to be in your circle. Man, I do not, under no circumstances, fuck with my ex-wife. She is bad for me to be around. She puts my level way up there past 10. So I don't fuck with her on no period. You know what I'm saying? When we deal with my daughter, it's through my daughter. I don't have to deal with her. You know what I'm saying? And so when you got to understand there's certain people in your life that you can't fuck with. They just poisonous to your whole being. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's sad to say that, but it is what it is. And a lot of us cannot control that because we got this mentality. We got to feel like we got this extra pride that I can't let that go out. I can't go out like that. I can't have her make a fool out of me by sleeping with somebody else or not liking me the way I should. Why don't she like me like this? We got too much pride, man, and too much ego, and that's what fuels that. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things we say, and there's a lot of things that people do that encourages that. You know what I'm saying? I hear 7 out of 10 women say, well, I want a thug. Really? Define thug, and you tell me why in the hell would you want that? And you tell me that you would introduce your daughter to a thug. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? But this is what we hear. So this is what guys try to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of it that goes to this. A lot goes to the whole pimp thing, the whole domestic violence thing, the whole mistreating of a human being thing, because we teach it. We teach it to each other all the time. Somebody say something to you, oh man, I don't play that, I'll bust you in your mouth. We teach it. So when it happens and when it gets out of hand, oh, you shouldn't have went that far. You should have knew better than go that far. Really? Did you teach that? Did you teach that part of that? You didn't. Mm-hmm. So we got to really do more about what we're doing and what we're saying around our kids.
That's true.
Because that's what it's coming from us most of the time.
And a lot of it, I kind of think, goes back to failed marriages.